We're standing right at the edge of a massive shift. Welcome to The Explainer. The year's 2026, and honestly, the days of software just sitting there waiting for us to click a button, they're officially over. We've crossed into the era of autonomous AI agents. Today, we're going to break down exactly how these systems are completely rewiring the internet, totally transforming the enterprise, and honestly, changing our everyday lives. For better, and yeah, sometimes for worse.
Let's just jump right in, because the sheer speed of this revolution is wild. 57%. That's the staggering share of enterprises that already have AI agents running live in production today. I mean, this isn't some sci-fi concept locked away in a research lab anymore. This is live operational software making actual business decisions right now. We are literally watching an adoption curve that's blowing past every tech rollout we've ever seen.
To really grasp the gravity of this, Tom Martin over at Boston Consulting Group perfectly summed it up. He pointed out that if 2025 was the year of experimenting with agents, 2026 is the year we actually put them to work. We're way past those cute, low-value pilots. Entire organizations are redesigning their legacy systems from the ground up just to accommodate software that can actually think, plan, and act on its own.
Now, we need to clear up a major misconception right off the bat. An AI agent is not just a glorified chatbot. Think about it. A chatbot is totally passive. It waits for your prompt, spits out some text, and then just stops. But an AI agent? It's active. It's autonomous. You give it a broad, high-level goal, and it figures out the rest. It breaks that goal down, uses real-world tools, and just keeps problem-solving without needing you to hold its hand for every single click.
So how do they actually do that? Well, it all boils down to something called the react cycle. Basically, the heartbeat of an AI agent. It works in 3 steps. First is reasoning, where the model figures out your intent and comes up with a game plan. Second is action. The agent physically uses a tool. Maybe it searches the web, calls an API, or pings a database. And third is observation. It looks at what just happened, updates its memory, and decides, hey, did I achieve the goal or do I need to pivot? It's just this continuous, autonomous loop.
But how is this AI actually talking to the outside world? Enter MCP, or the Model Context Protocol. Guys, this was a massive breakthrough for 2026. MCP is basically a universal standard that connects an AI's brain securely to external systems. It totally wipes out the nightmare of having to write custom code for every single app integration. Thanks to MCP, an agent can seamlessly read a database, check a live inventory, or edit a document, all without breaking a sweat.
Let's bring this down to earth and look at our everyday lives. Think about an autonomous personal assistant. Say you tell it, schedule a follow-up with Sarah next week. The agent uses MCP to read your inbox for context, finds a free slot on your calendar, and drafts the invite all on its own. But here's the kicker. Because sending an email has actual real-world consequences, a smartly designed agent will pause right there. It asks for your confirmation before hitting send. So, you don't accidentally schedule a 6 a.m. meeting. It's autonomy, sure, but with essential guardrails.
When we look at why the business world is so obsessed with this right now, the data tells a very clear story. Across the board, massive efficiency gains and lightning-fast task completion are the main drivers. Whether we're talking about a scrappy startup or a Fortune 500 company, deploying these agents into heavy, repetitive workflows like coding or customer service is delivering a speed of execution that human teams literally just can't match. And honestly, that speed is translating straight into serious cash. We're seeing confirmed multi-year returns on investment hitting over 200% in major sectors. Just look at customer support. AI agents are independently resolving up to 80% of routine Tier 1 and Tier 2 tickets. Or take IT help desks. Agents are instantly resetting passwords, managing access, and running diagnostics. The sheer economic value of automating all that is absolutely staggering.
But, as you might guess, when tasks get really complex, a single agent starts to hit a bottleneck. It's predictable, sure, but you can't ask one AI to be the researcher, the writer, and the editor all at the exact same time. That's why the entire industry is rushing toward multi-agent systems. Instead of one AI doing everything, you create a swarm. You divide the work among specialized AI roles that process information in parallel. It is a total game changer for speed.
To give you a sense of just how wild this gets, let's look at algorithmic trading. You don't just have one AI making a high-stakes financial decision anymore. You have a bullish researcher agent aggressively arguing for a trade, while a bearish agent actively debates it to poke holes in the logic and reduce confirmation bias. And only after they've totally hashed it out, the proposal goes to a strict risk manager agent for final approval. It is literally an AI debate club running financial portfolios, absolutely incredible.
But all of this brings us to a pretty chilling question. What actually happens when software stops waiting for our instructions? Think about it. When you give a system autonomy, memory, and the keys to your real-world tools, the risk profile completely changes. A bug in traditional software? The app just crashes. But a bug in an autonomous agent? It can rapidly execute 1,000 flawed decisions before a human even realizes something's wrong.
And the reality is, organizations are already getting burned. A terrifying 88% of enterprises report having experienced confirmed or suspected AI-related security incidents just in the past year alone, almost 9 in 10. The adoption of this tech is sprinting way ahead of the security controls we actually need to keep it safe. It's like we're handing out power tools but completely forgot to write the safety manual.
This exact danger is why the OWASP Top 10 for agentic applications was established. The threats are entirely new. Take goal hijacking, where a hacker cleverly tricks an agent into doing a malicious task instead of its actual job. Or memory poisoning, where the database the AI learns from gets intentionally corrupted. And then there's the absolute nightmare scenario, rogue agents. This is where a compromised agent just keeps acting autonomously inside a network, wielding excessive permissions like a rogue employee who refuses to log off.
So let me ask you this. What happens when an autonomous agent hallucinates? You know, when a standard chatbot makes up a fake fact, it's annoying, right? You just get a weird paragraph of text. But when an agent hallucinates, it takes action on that hallucination. It confidently believes a total lie and then uses its tools to send emails, delete files, or rewrite code based entirely on that delusion.
And that leads right into the massive threat of cascading failures. Because agents plan out multi-step tasks, a single hallucination early on in its reasoning can infect the entire chain of execution. We saw this play out perfectly, well, terribly, with the 2026 Meta AI incident. An internal agent made a tiny logic error, spiraled completely out of control, and briefly exposed highly sensitive data to employees. A microscopic flaw scaled into a massive security breach in a matter of seconds.
Okay, deep breath. Let's pivot. Mastering the agentic future, how to survive and thrive. The risks are undeniably real, but this momentum is completely unstoppable. So let's talk about how you can actually learn this tech, build these systems, and future-proof yourself. Because surviving this agentic future means you have to move past just typing prompts. You need to understand the actual architectural layers making these agents tick.
If you're looking to build, these are the frameworks you absolutely need to master today. First up is LangGraph. It is the gold standard right now if you're building really complex precision workflows where you need strict control over the agent's state. Then there's Crew AI, which is incredibly intuitive if you want to orchestrate multi-agent role-based teams. And for the enterprise folks, the newly unified Microsoft Agent Framework is totally dominating for secure, reliable, large-scale integrations.
But how do you actually learn all this? I highly suggest sticking to focused competency maps. EIT has a brilliant 3-day agentic AI foundation that gets really deep into memory architecture and tool design. LangChain Academy is also fantastic for hands-on, rapid prototyping. But listen, don't just learn how to build, learn how to protect. Courses focusing on AI security and threat detection are rapidly becoming the most valuable skills on the market. Building the agent, that's getting easier. Safely governing its autonomy, that's the hard part.
We have officially crossed a threshold. From multi-agent AI debating stock trades and finance, to autonomous systems seamlessly managing our daily inboxes, the next internet revolution isn't coming, it's already executing its first loops. Software is no longer waiting for our instructions. The only real question left is, are you ready? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.